The fighting in northern Mali has forced thousands to flee the country and countless others to seek safety in internally displaced camps. Now here in Washington, Malians and other members of the African Diaspora organized a benefit concert and plan to donate all the proceeds to help UNHCR and other organizations working with the refugees and displaced people of Mali. VOA reporter Jackson Mvunganyi attended the concert and has this report.
The conflict in Mali has been on the minds of many people lately. Fighting in the northern part of the country has led to the loss of lives and displaced thousands of people fleeing to neighboring countries. Many have been internally displaced. The crisis is cause for both local and international concern. The UNHCR reports that over 150,000 Malians have sought refuge in neighboring countries. It estimates internally displaced people to be over 200,000, fleeing fighting in areas of Kidal, Timbuktu and Gao. As international concern grows, Malians in the diaspora have joined efforts to help the refugees and displaced persons. In Washington, D.C., home to hundreds of Malians, a benefit concert was organized by Malian artists to raise funds to support humanitarian organizations working in the country. Supernova King is a young Malian artist based in Washington, D.C. He moved to the USA from Mali over 1 year ago. He says that he came up with the idea for a benefit concert because he understands the suffering of his people, mainly the youth in Mali. He wants to send all the proceeds from the event back home.
So 100% of the tickets sold and of the money we'll collect tonight will be sent to organizations that will be able to help the Malian refugees.
Master griot Sheikh Hamala Diabate has been performing in the USA for over a decade. He hopes that the concert will bring more awareness to the crisis in his country, but also wants to let the Malians know that the diaspora community wants to see peace return in Mali.
We like to thank America very, very well. Thank you, France. Thank you, the other country, like we both here tonight, like Guinea, Mali, Senegal, Gambia, Cameroon, Congo. All the artists was very, very happy what you're doing. And the people come to see us. Everybody say they like the music and they want to support us until the end for all these things.
Malian ambassador to the USA, Al-Mamoun Keita, was one of the guest speakers at the event that attracted members of the African Diaspora and other ambassadors from the ECOWAS region. He says that he's optimistic about the situation in Mali after the 3 areas of Kidal, Timbuktu and Gao were recaptured from the rebels.
So the liberation of the 3 main cities will open the way for the return very quickly of the refugees and also the central administration from Bamako is moving actually to these main cities, and we will start preparing very seriously these elections and to respect the deadline of 31 of July.
One of the performers, Takateni, is a Cameroonian singer based in New York City. She sang music from her new album and said that African Diaspora always comes together to support each other.
And I'm here to just cheer them up, just tell them it's going to be okay, we are together. Body and soul, I give to you.
Finky is a Congolese musician coming from a country plagued by conflict. She understands all too well the plight of Malians.
In Congo too, there is war in the east of Congo. It's been 9 years now. We're going through all that. I know how it feels. Yeah, so my little support can make a change.
Well, Heather Maxwell, host of Music Time in Africa, VOA's longest-running radio program, also attended the concert, and she joins us now to talk about the Malians' passion for music. Hi, Heather.
Hi, Heather, and welcome.
Thank you.
I know you spent like 4 years in Mali. Now,
yes.
Despite all the craziness that has been happening in northern Mali, Malians are still passionate, extremely passionate about music, you say?
Oh, yeah. Music is part of life there. So passion, music, people use music on a daily basis to talk to each other, to listen, to celebrate. It's just a part of life.
It's a way of communicating.
Yeah, yes.
Part of their life.
Definitely.
And I guess this concert really went very close to the heart of Malian music through Sheikh Jabate and his griot expertise, I guess.
Yes, Sheikh has been here. He's a diaspora Malian, but he's been here for several years. But he is what they call a griot or a bard, which is a caste of oral historians in Mali, in Mali, southern part of Mali. And they are the historians. They keep tradition. They say that if a griot dies, it's like a library has been burned.
Now, Mali is a very huge country.
Yes.
How can you describe the kind of variety of music that is there across the ethnic groups?
Well, there is a huge variety. You're right. In the north, in Timbuktu, Gao, it's very different than in the south. They don't really have much of that griot tradition in the north, but they do have a very strong string tradition, and they use music just as much, but in different ways. Actually, there's been a lot of connections drawn between American blues and northern Malian music, and Ali Farka Touré made that known to the world, that music known to the world many years ago. In the south, then, you have a lot of different, you have xenophone music, which is xylophones and gourd drums. You have bambara music, which is also xylophones, but also strings. The kora, the 21-string harp lute, that griots play. There's just, I can't tell you all of the different kind of music there is right now, but this is a ton.
Rich. It seems so rich.
Fabulous.
Now, you know, with the Islamist attempts to really cut out all this kind of practice, music and all the other artifacts that are so you know, important to Mali's history, what role do you think music has been playing in this at this time? I know you're not there, but just from the time you were, how do you see it being used to really kind of keep the tradition?
Well, I know when artists that are not living in Mali are really speaking out. They're giving a lot of concerts. They're composing new songs about peace. Basically, we just want peace. And there's solidarity among Malian artists, Northerners and Southerners, and Africans, as you see in this clip that we saw, where they all want to join together, and they're all musicians, and they all love music. So the difference is there. No, but there's a lot of solidarity. I think that
the Islamists couldn't crush the musical history.
No, there is no way that can happen.
And I know you love music. You're a musician yourself. You traveled, but what drew you to Malian music?
Well, actually, I was drawn there automatically because I always loved African music and West African music for the polyrhythms and the dancing and the history of music and its role in society. That's all there with Malian music, but I was actually recruited to Mali for a different reason, and then I lived in a village for 2 years where that was basically after the sun set. There was not much else to do but play music and
cool.
Dance and learn and have fun. So I have a very strong affection for it.
Next time I want you to come to my village of Kisi and spend some time there.
I would love to.
Thank you very much.
You can come to my village of Masoko too.
Okay, you got it.
In Tanzania.
So Heather Maxwell is the host of VOA's Music Time in Africa, and that's on a radio show on English to Africa.